6:06 right now. DeKalb County is making history. It is the first county in the state to declare racism a public health crisis. Francesca Amaker following this one this morning for us. Fran, what does all of this mean here?
When it comes to racial disparity, Sheba, I mean, this exists everywhere. We've really seen it during this pandemic, but specifically DeKalb County, their leaders are citing housing, education, jobs, food, healthcare. These are the areas where there are significant disparities. So county leaders are doing something about it and making this move. Now, research shows Black Americans are more likely to be hospitalized by medical complications, including increased likelihood of dying from heart disease or a stroke, higher levels of infant mortality, and higher rates of being overweight or obese. Now, DeKalb County Commissioner Larry Johnson hopes to meet with different age groups and Emory medical professionals as well. He wants to put a health action plan in place for the African American community. And here's what you were saying about it online. Let's get to it. Tanya says, this is absurd. It's not a Black thing. It's a poverty thing. Not sure if people realize, but poverty plays a role in people's health. It does, and lifestyles, not the color of their skin. There are some truths to Tanya's statement there, but not all the way. And Gary says, I agree that Black racism is a public health crisis as well as a public safety crisis as well. So we're seeing a lot of people comment on this and at least acknowledging that, yes, medical racism does exist and we're seeing the disparities in COVID-19. What do you think about it? Use the hashtag MorningRushATL and maybe you'll see your comment on the show.